Can you say whiplash? Folks, a lot of companies are so frustrated with their website. It looks old, it's out of date, and it's just not getting customers. Well, Sage Tree gets it. Since 2005, Sage Tree has been helping companies with websites that look great, work great, and get leads. Stop being frustrated by your website and get one that you're proud to share. Contact Sage Tree today to get a website that makes the phone ring. Getting started is super easy. 866-728-9100. That's 866-728-9100. And they will fix your website today. All right, back with John Petrolino and Charlie Cook, since he goes shotgun riding with a lot of people. So
That's right.
You guys did a shotgun episode?
We did.
We all did.
In your Jeep?
No. We actually talked about it. I figured it'd be too loud.
Oh, it would not.
It'd be a little too loud. Charlie, why don't we talk a little bit about riding shotgun with Charlie? Tell us what it is first.
How did it come to be?
Well, what's the format? People have never heard of.
So, Riding Shotgun with Charlie is it's a YouTube show. I wanted to be a podcaster, but how can I not let people see this Adonis of a face, right?
When you got the tools, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had I took the idea obviously from carpool karaoke. I thought that'd be kind of cool, and I was like, this guy's chubby and he's English, and I'm chubby and I speak English. Like I should be able to do this. So I decided that he hangs out with rock stars, and I was a gun instructor at the time, and I'm like, how can I hang out with cool rock star gun folks? So I'm like, I'm going to interview gun people, and I'm going to call it Riding Shotgun. And ridingshotgun.com was taken, so I'm like, I'm going to go call it Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Right, and that's how with Charlie came up.
Okay. Which is actually better.
I think so. So that's what it is, and I interview people in the gun community, and we talk about whatever it is that they do, and spotlight them, and I've discovered that it's really like the conversations we have in cars with people are a lot different than they are when people call in or do a Zoom or
or even sit in studio.
Or it's a little different because there's a different emotional connection that you have with someone when you're riding in the car with them. Yeah. And so I kind of capitalized on that and the whole Riding Shotgun thing, and I took some time to think about a logo for this, and I'm like, I want a window of a truck with a shotgun in the back, and I put Riding Shotgun with Charlie on it, and I thought that was pretty cool, and I just started interviewing some local friends, some gun instructor buddies, some musicians I played in bands with. I interviewed my mentor and stuff, and I ended up interviewing somebody in Minneapolis who was robbed at gunpoint, and his story ended up in a book.
Jeez.
And I ended up interviewing one of the guys that co-authored the book, and he's like, it was Mark Walters from Armed American Radio, and he's like, hey, this is really cool. I want to help out with this. And a month later, or actually 2 days later, he's like, do you want to speak at the Gun Rights Policy Conference in a month down in Tampa? I'm like, yes, I do. I'd love to. Mm-hmm. And then that's how I got in the Club of Cool Kids.
How many interviews have you done?
This past week, I put out episode 147.
What kind of car do you drive?
Now I drive a 2014 Dodge Charger.
So what did you take people around in before?
I don't want to tell you.
I think I know.
Now I want to know.
I think I know.
I had a 2010 Nissan Sentra.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that from the last time you called in. 'Cause I think I asked you. I'm the car guy, so that's why I asked you that question.
Sure. Yeah. So I had that, and obviously, if I flew someplace, I'd get a rental car.
Well, of course, yeah.
I retired the Nissan with 309,000 miles on it.
Sure.
Jeez.
And I've had the Dodge Charger for about 2.5 years. I got it at the beginning of the pandemic.
Of course.
And it had 80,000 miles, and I got about 179 right now. So done 100,000 miles.
Once you start making serious money, you got to get a unique car.
I would love that. I would
something
love the
that
making
you
money part.
would always, like a Cobra, or
right?
Yeah, or even a Hummer H1, or
an MG,
or a Jeep,
something, yeah,
a Jeep Wrangler,
a Geo Metro.
That'll do it, right?
Yeah, but as it grows, why not?
I think that'd be awesome. I originally, when I went with the Charger, I wanted to take the show on the road, and
right.
so I came up with this phrase that I call Stagecoach Across America. I'm taking the Stagecoach across America, and my game plan was to get a big car, or to get a car and put have it vinyl wrapped and put logos on it.
Sure.
And have a bunch of people pay for advertising on that. And so I realized that, one, my Nissan Sentra would not make it across the country, and two, I didn't have enough space for advertising. So I would drive by this Charger, and one of my friends is like, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying that Charger and vinyl wrapping it with my business." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I think I'm going to do that for me." So I bought the car, but I don't have the vinyl wrap yet.
Not the vinyl wrap.
Yeah.
So doing all those interviews, what have you learned about people?
I think we're mostly the same. Like, we all have different reasons on why we're gun owners and why we carry, and certainly what we carry. But people all want to be able to protect themselves, and the more they want to be able to protect themselves and their family, and that's kind of what it all comes down to. And I've had people that were victims of crime that got into gun ownership because they were a victim of a crime, and I get people that do it because their family did it, their father did it. They went shooting or hunting with their father, and I think we're all the same. I really think that gun owners are just, gun owners are good people. Like, the gun folks are the greatest folks. I've only had a couple people say that they don't want to be on the show, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'm not going to push it or anything. But
like people in the industry.
One, she's sort of she's a YouTuber, and she's sort of ancillary to gun stuff. She's a little more freedom oriented,
And she still want to be on the.
She
can give a real reason. Am I opening up a can of worms?
So calling up a woman and being like, "Hey, my name's Charlie. You want to get in the car and drive around?"
Oh yeah,
it's a hard sell for a complete stranger.
That's right. Hey, you're talking to a guy who started throwing his own prom every year. So if that gives you any insight as to
how do you get a date? I start my own prom.
Start my own prom. There, take that, every girl in high school.
Exactly.
I'll fix you.
Oh, that just sounded pathetic.
Yeah.
So what?
It's all right, man.
What was
We're all
the?
laughing.
Yeah.
Yes, we're all laughing.
With right.
Yes.
What was the best interview you did?
I think the one that I had the most fun with was Ashley Lubinsky, who's a firearm historian.
Oh, she knows so much.
It's great. So we were in Dallas, and I went and picked her up. I'm like, we're 15 minutes from Dealey Plaza. We're talking about you for 15 minutes. We're gonna drive down the center lane at 11 miles an hour. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get selfies in front of the school book depository, in front of the grassy knoll, in front of the X's, and then we're gonna talk about the Kennedy assassination.
Wow.
And she's like, "I really don't know much about the conspiracies." I'm like, "I think I know plenty for both of us."
Did you guys go up to did you go in?
We did not go in. No.
Have you ever been inside?
I've never. I've been down there twice.
So here's so they have the actual window is all plexiglassed off, and there's a bunch of boxes, and it's kind of laid out like it looked when he did it. But everybody goes up supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly, right. For sure.
But everybody goes up to the floor above. I think that's the second floor. They go to the third floor. Or is it the third and the fourth, sixth floor, whatever. The floor above where it is, you can go right up to that window, so you're one floor above. And everybody I know who's a gun guy goes to that window and goes, I could make that shot. It's not that hard.
It's not that difficult. It shouldn't be.
Which is so morbid. But,
what are you going to do? It is what it is.
It's kind of the same thing when you get about 5 floors up, you got to spit, right?
Let's take a break, folks.
Oh.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.